How slick was that? Extremely slick.
Amazing. Amazing.
I usually nouse it all up anyway. So. Hello, everybody, and
There's
welcome.
Still time, Steve.
Well, there's still 2 hours to go. I've got plenty of opportunity to do something. Welcome, everybody, to your Monday Night Plastic Crack Podcast, episode 39, Series 2. 39. I will apologise in advance for the condition of my voice. It's an improvement on what I sounded on the weekend. It's like a cross between Barry White and Bob Fleming. I wasn't very well at all, so I apologise in advance for that. As you'll notice, we're a man down.
Yeah. Hooray! We got rid of him.
Thank God for that.
Martin is currently he's in the wilds of the north somewhere, isn't he?
Yeah, he's in Newcastle and he's not happy.
He was complaining how cold it was.
Yeah, he was complaining about the cold. It does get quite chilly in the northeast, just saying. Mm-hmm. Very, very cold.
Is it no, it's not Reaper Minis, is it? It's Reaper Games.
Reaper Games. We're currently experiencing some technical problems with the overlay, but I should mention that the Plastic Crack Podcast is sponsored by the awesome Reaper Games, led by Evil Jim Reaper, who I see in the chat. Hope you have a good time there, Jim. Don't get caught watching. If you stick around towards the end of the show, there'll be a nice discount code to net you a nice discount at Jim's shop on a wide selection of plastics, and who can't say no to plastics?
None of us, that's for sure.
Well, some of us can. Some of us got a bit more restraint than others.
Oh yes, really.
Yes.
What's all that turnip stuff, eh? Yeah. There's no restraint there at all.
That's an artistic endeavour.
No, just quickly before it gets lost in the ether. How much, Tim?
Yeah, Tim, you need to tell us.
Because I really want to know. I'm going to guess, I don't know, 150 quid each, 200 quid maybe?
Got to be around that. I just point out, when Tim told us that he had 3 unopened boxes of Space Hulk, me and Ken went a bit funny.
Yeah. I was thinking I'll give you 20 quid for one.
Yeah. Oh, Martin's here. It's so cold, he just saw a White Walker.
Are you sitting in the car, Martin?
Oh dear.
No. Before I forget, massive thank you to everyone that's watching this on the catch up. We do appreciate
so slick.
3 minutes in.
Like someone yesterday on the special episode forgot.
Yeah, you did forget. $1,200 US each.
Wow.
What?
Ken, you were massively wrong, mate.
Bloody hell.
Well, that's a motorbike then, isn't it?
Ken, you've just been outdone, haven't you?
Tim, I'm telling you now, Tim, right? You had a great weekend gaming, a great time at Black Powder, and then you found out that you won that your boxes $1,200 each. Plus, you won in the raffle, I'm pretty sure. What a week you've had.
Someone go and rub Tim quick.
Yeah.
He's a lucky person around here.
But if he calls the police, just run away very quickly. I'm actually shocked by that.
All 3 to the same bloke.
Wow.
Oh.
That is a collector.
That's some serious dedication to Space. I mean, I like Space Hulk.
Not that
but
much.
I'd have given you about 12 quid. Ken would have given you less. It'd have been a lot less than 12 quid.
You said entry to PCP was just a sealed bottle of Space. Oh, you would have been all over that.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, no, I'm really glad.
Yeah, I'm glad as well. That's yeah. And I know Tim was a bit overawed, wasn't he, when we told him what he actually had?
He was shaking. He had goosebumps.
Shaking, yeah. But yeah, congratulations, Tim. That's fantastic. As I mentioned, we're a man down, but I'll introduce the rest of us. So up there, we have Ken, master of the fiddle yard.
You have no idea.
Oh dear.
I don't want to revisit that. Up there, we have the fastest paintbrush in the West, Dom from Boots on the Table. Also point out Ken's channel, Miniature Wargaming Warriors. Sorry about that.
That's all right, mate.
And tonight, I'm your host, Steve, from On Point HQ. There is a theme. We're doing Painting Clinic Part 2. We'll get more to that in a bit. But the reason I've chose this subject was that, has anyone noticed that there's a lot of people in this Facebook group doing Napoleonics?
There's rather a few, isn't there?
Some of them are very new to Napoleonics as well. So I thought it'd be a good idea to ask. Well, you can ask them 2 questions. Don't ask me about the painting Napoleonics. I'll just cover them in mud and have roots growing out of them instead. So it's not worth asking me anything. But uniform-wise, painting-wise, painting tips and advice. These are your guys. Get the comments going as well. Ask questions amongst yourselves. It's not just Napoleonics. It could be World War II, Napoleonics, AWI, boroughs and badges, ancients. Dom's your man for boroughs and badges.
Absolutely. I know everything there is to know.
He paints a mean otter pelt.
Yes.
Well, that's what the RSPCA said anyway.
Yeah, you weren't going to bring that conviction up again. Come on.
No. Let's just let it lie. Let's see who we've got. So Tim was first in. He was so excited to tell us about his Space Hulk sale. We've got Bill. Hi guys. Oh, he's missing tonight. He's going to catch up. We've got Shakeovers and Spurs. Hello, James Harpham. Leeds Pirate Painting, Lionheart, Friends of General Haig, Evil Jim, our sponsor, is here. Hope everyone's well. Jim Friday from the States. Hello, Jim. David, Ham and Jam, Enemy in Sight, Philip, Meza, Turnip Heads and Codpiece Fanatics. That's a bit worrying, isn't it? That's going to get us on a special YouTube list. Battlemat, was that still just about room at the bar? We got Rich John, Ricky Turner, Carl Burks. We got St. Michael and All Angel Studio City. I think it's Dan. Yeah, he signed in on his church account. We've got Ben Larry from a UPS truck in Tennessee, USA.
Oh my goodness,
that's the most.
He's probably delivering Tim's space hole.
That's probably true.
Yes, that would be quite funny. We got Chris from Sherwood Forest. Blimey. Lee Gardner. We got Miller.
Evening, Miller. Can you remember what happened at the weekend yet, or not?
No. Miller, when's next time you're having a burger, mate? Please let us know. We'll let Ken not be in the same postcode as, in case he nabs it.
Yes.
We got
oh dear.
John P. Neal for Brushworks. Oh, actually, Miller's cooking. Someone's going to steal his food again, aren't they? It's just going to happen. Grandad's Art Space, Steve Harbour, Rogue Trooper, Luke. Evening, everyone. So Jim's on a weekend away, so if he vanishes, he's been rumbled. I actually saw. I thought he said, "If I varnish, I've been rumbled."
I thought that's what it said.
He has been rumbled if he vanishes. If Jim, just, say you've got bowel issues and you need the loo for a couple of hours.
Oh, that's lovely, Ken. Bring the tone down. Jeez.
That's fantastic. That's creative, and also a bit Turnip 28 as well.
Exactly.
We got Nathan. We got Old School FRP, Bicker City. Red Steph, how you doing, Steph? Yorkshire Dragoon, Tim is here. Tim's been on a painting journey this past week. CrackCon absolutely got his creative juices flowing. That's
okay.
I'm going to stop with these analogies now. It's a bit disturbing. Nick Games, Simon's here. Even Steve, Dom, and Ken. All right, Simon, hope you're doing well, mate. Marky Sparky, Martin. Yeah, we've seen Martin. Torbjorn, Jill. Steph's better half or equal half. Hill's here. Leslie, hello, Leslie. Why is Tim shouting Barry Manilow?
He wants you to play it.
Yeah, over.
Is that going on the Spotify list then?
If he wants me to put it on Barry Manilow one, I'll do it with like latex gloves on, because I'm not typing Barry Manilow on my own skin.
Oh my goodness!
I think you should put Lighthouse Family on there.
Should we mute Ken? Where's the yellow card? Hang on. We haven't given out one of them for a while.
Let's have a look. I've just done.
I think Miller's beginning to get some memories back.
Yeah, Noddy. That's why I was in stitches last night, because I'd forgotten all about that chap.
That's true. That's what I remember, Matt. Oh dear, sorry. Bring the tone down.
I do apologise. I've just lost everyone. Oh, so we got here's a challenge from Well Hung Done. Every time one of you licks a brush, he's taking a shot. Send help.
Oh, bloody hell, you bring any brushes in.
Luckily, I'm not painting tonight.
I would have stuck 5 in my mouth just for that.
Who else we got? We got old school FRP, Crossing Obstacles Gaming. Hey all, thank you very much. Cat Roger, Louis Baby, Lieutenant Jim, Jeremy Brooks. Oh, Jeremy's from Canada. Hi Jeremy.
Hey.
How you guys doing, mate?
Hello, Jeremy.
Have we had anyone from? Have we had anyone from Canada before?
I don't think we have. Not that I recall.
Not
we
that
have.
I
We are
recall.
sorry, but no, I don't remember something.
We really must do that map somehow.
I have got it. I have got it. I just keep
We need the
forgetting
map.
about it.
11 minutes past 8, and we've already got the first controversial comment.
Oh, God.
Christ.
Life is too short to paint Napoleonics. I agree with you, Carl.
Life is not too short to paint Napoleonic.
It's the best. Well, I don't know about the best. It's one of the best periods for mass battles. You've got
Especially-
I like it. I just can't paint it.
Yes, I can't wait for the news section this week.
Oh yeah, news. I forgot about that.
I can't wait.
5 minutes to myself. Wardrobe plays World War II. Hi, Todd. And I think that's. I'm Storm of Steel. Wargame Alex here. Hello, Alex. Yes. So I think let's start off with a bit of tradition. What's everyone been up to? Let's start with the fastest paintbrush in the West. Dom, what have you been painting, mate?
Say that again.
Not playing bolt action. No.
He's not playing bolt action again.
Command all the way.
Oh, sorry, wrong button. Sorry, I hit the wrong one there. Sorry.
You bastard.
That video is coming soon.
Wait there.
I get my own meme. It's great.
I'm gonna make it a better quality, and I'm gonna tie it up a bit. Yeah, I'm gonna get you bastard and try and get you. I'm gonna look back and get a recording of you actually saying it and get you to get it over the top.
So I, as a complete aside, this Friday Ken came up to our club,
Yes.
and he'd been very keen that we had a game of bolt action, and he announced very proudly at the beginning. He said, "It's okay, I know all the rules. I'm an expert at that."
I didn't say an expert. I said I know the rules.
Completely mullered in the space of about 2 hours.
Yeah, I wasn't
to the
happy.
point he was having a right old strop. He was ready. If anybody had come along and offered him 50 quid for his army, he would have sold it on the spot.
I was shouting out Bolt Action Army for sale.
Okay, we all have those days, mate. We all have those days.
I have those days every time I play bolt action.
Yeah.
It was. I have to say, because generally, so I was playing with my mate Fabio, and Fabio has the worst dicing in the world. He never does anything right.
Yeah,
dicing.
all right.
And for some reason, he was on fire on Friday. Absolutely on fire. It was so fun. Anyway, what did I paint? This week, I started doing Romans again.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, this was. I showed, I think, a group of 6 of them. I did a sort of testish on, just sort of doing them a different way. So I just thought I'd finish them off. So there's 24 of them now, all done up. They're Aventine miniatures. Very nice sculpts, and I did have fun with them. I have to say, I've got the painting down a little bit quicker than the first 6 took. So yeah, quite happy with that. Quite happy with that.
What are they for, Dom? What are we going to use them for?
I have absolutely no idea, mate. Absolutely no idea. I just haven't ever really painted any Romans.
Could use
so
a press PQR, Dom.
I could do if I was completely wanting to kill my brain and lose the will to live. Yes, I could, but I'm not going to. I don't know. I might do Clash of Spears or whatever it is. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm going to get the Ancients back out, so it'd be nice to have them done.
What about Infamy?
Yeah, I would like to do a bit more Infamy, to be honest. I've only played about 2 or 3 games of it because it was right around the lockdown time, wasn't it? And so I kind of don't feel I've really got to grips with it. A couple of the guys down the club know how to play it quite well, so I think I might sort of foster a game at some point. Because I did build a ancient German army, so I've got that. So I also did a few more Romans to go along with it. So these are the Praetorians that I did from. These are a couple of free sprues that came on a Wargames Illustrated. I think they're Warlord ones. So I thought by the time I finished all the Romans I've got, I'll probably have a decent sized army for Infamy or whatever. I think these are a couple of metal Warlord figures. I think it's supposed to be a Primus and an Optio, but I've done them both as officers because I like them. Thought they were really cool. And these other two came in the pack, and they're rubbish. I mean, look at the modelling of that one on the right. Jeez, awful. Anyway, I had them, so I painted them, so they're done. So that's that. And then I just for a bit of because this is nearly 2 weeks worth of stuff, isn't it? Well, a week and a half anyway. So I did some bunkers. These were kicking around the floor for ages, and I just thought I better get them done. I can't even remember where I got them from. Somebody will remember. They're MDF and no, I don't think they're Warlord. I think they're either. Oh, I don't know. I don't know where they're from, but they're MDF and actually cardboard. The banking is made from cardboard, and then I've just sort of used some Vallejo muddy stuff on them, so they come out all right. Quite pleased with those.
Good thing about them is they could be used for so many periods.
Any period you like, pretty much, couldn't they? I think I originally had in mind to do them for the emplacements for my Russian Napoleonic army, but they could go anything. What else did I have? Oh, these were done just before we went to CrackCon. So again, terrible models. These are Warlord metals, and they're awful. They're Russian Napoleonic officers, obviously, in the drummer at the back there, but they're not very good.
The drummer's not too bad. The officer on foot's a bit tricky.
Do you know what? In reality, I think I prefer the officer on foot to the one on the horse, but neither of them are particularly brilliant models. But anyway, they're done. I don't even know where I got them, but they're there. And there's some Perry Russian Jaegers. Ooh. Some of those for action at CrackCon. 6 of them did. So they're nice figures. I'm quite pleased with those. They're metals, so you wouldn't like them, Steve.
Nah.
So yeah. And then I'll show off my award-winning Badgers and Burrows Cork entry.
Yay!
So I finished that just before we went to CrackCon, and it was thrown out. Apparently, it
was you, Dom.
I was going to say, Dom, that's your animal spirit from Saturday night.
I think it would need to be a little bit larger, don't you, gentlemen? I think that's a little bit slimline for me. But yes, probably the sentiment's about right. We won't talk about that anymore. That's all I've been doing. Fairly quiet, actually.
Those Romans look really nice.
I enjoyed doing them, I have to say, Steve. Really did. And I've got a load more to do. Actually, I'm trying to do an elephant at the moment in honour of you. So I remembered I had an Aventine elephant, so I'm just doing him. I'm trying to work out how it all goes together because he's resin. Okay.
My elephant's slightly different. My elephant is not like other elephants.
It certainly isn't.
No, it's what I've never painted anything Roman ever. Never painted a single Roman in my entire life.
I don't. Yeah, so I've never. It's weird because when I gamed a lot of ancients, I never really liked the Romans. I mean, I admire them and I love the history of Rome, and I'm fascinated by their military and what have you. But actually, gaming them, I always thought they're a bit boring. Oh. But I just suddenly had a hankering after doing them. So I just went off and painted them up. I know, Simon, they're not, there's no such thing as the Praetorians, but they're just in that period, but I just did them anyway.
I might have to paint some, because I want, this year's been weird for me that I've not painted like my traditional stuff. So I think Romans might be on the horizon.
Go for it.
Break the mold.
Grandad, I have actually done an ancient German army already.
Ready Dom, of course he has.
This is Dom. It was always
some Gauls as well, actually.
It was always going to be one army. No, 12 armies.
Listen, Steve, I haven't even shown off any of my 28mm ancient figures that are all stored in the garage. Very soon they will be coming out, blinking into the daylight, into the new shed.
More controversy here from me. Romans are the space marines of the ancient world.
Do you know? I think there is something in that. That's for sure.
I love the Romans.
Yeah, there you go. So Ken loves the Romans. So I'm going to put mine away then. Bloody hell.
So Ken, what have you been up to?
I can't talk about it. Oh
no, you can't, can you?
No, I can't. I can't talk about it because it's a secret project and it will be done probably in the next couple of days, but I can't talk about it.
So you're holding it back for maximum effect?
I am. And I've been filming it as well.
Oh,
So a video will be coming. But I'm literally in the midst of finishing it, so it's not going to take me long.
Ken, I can't help notice that there's a box missing from behind you.
You bastard!
have you sold it?
You bastard!
Is that the box?
You
Is that the box that was never going to be sold? That was the one, wasn't it? Yeah, I remember that.
Cheers, Dom.
Oh yeah, who did you sell it to?
Oh no, it's on its way to Australia now. It's going down
Because
under.
I remember on the night of CrackCon, I think it was
James.
I think it was
was gonna buy it.
James.
Yes, he was going to buy it. He was very close to. He was extremely close to buying it, and there's a very good reason, and we shall find out why.
Right.
Later on in the news show. So.
Right.
Yes,
okay.
there's a very, very, very good reason.
Very good reason. Yes.
So.
What have you been up to then, Steve?
Oh, I'm going to do Martin's first because even though we're a man short, through the power of technology, this is going to fail badly because I've got to share my screen for this to work. Bear with me.
On that website, Steve.
What?
Yeah, have you cleared all those dodgy websites?
Oh yeah, just ignore the tabs at the top. I'm just a fan of Gardener's World. Right. So if I hit share screen.
It should pop up in a second. There it is.
So if I go to
wherever the video is,
there,
that's it. Make the screen full size as well, Steve, and unmute it.
All right. I do it full size.
The arrows down the bottom next to the speaker. That's it.
There we go.
Play spacebar, yeah, all that.
Wait, oh, good. We can't hear him. That's good.
Yeah, why can't we hear him? Can you hear him, Steve?
I can hear him. Yeah.
Oh dear, it's broken. So we could all lip sync for him. What do you think he's saying?
Oh, and now it's broken. No, it stopped.
No, if I've paused it, so you can see but you can't hear.
No, we can see but you can't hear. Yeah.
Is this on Facebook? Has he messaged this to you?
He sends it. It's on the messenger.
Oh, it's on. All right, give me. Yeah, you carry on, and I'll get it sorted. So I'll share it on mine. It's fun. I'll sort it.
Okay.
Not a problem.
I think there's an option to share sound. I think.
Yeah, I'll have a quick look. No.
How do I get off the screen now?
Just push escape.
Oh.
I told you to go wrong. Right. Ken is doing magic tech stuff that is far beyond my ability. So I'll show you what I've been up to. Yeah.
You sure? I can't see it, Steve.
Oh no, it's on. He sent it to me. Give me 2 seconds. I'll forward it to you.
Forward it to me. Yeah.
Talk amongst yourselves, folks. Well,
remember I said this was a slick enterprise. I'm taking it all back. Right.
Oh, Louis Baby says that Russian officer must have come from the command blister pack. I think you're right, Louis. I think that's exactly where it came from. I think I was to make up postage when I was buying some figures from Warlords, and yeah, it was a regret. It's not a good figure, really not. Yeah, and Carl, I think you're right. Roma's the competitive gamers' ancient army. I think that's probably why I hated them, because when I used to competitively game, they were just so boring. Everyone went all out to win. It was like, oh no, don't like them. Don't like them. Much more satisfying to smash a Roman army than it was. But now I'm older, wiser. I'm going after that.
Right, Ken, it's with you.
That's with me now, yeah?
Yeah. Well, see, I sent it to the group. I couldn't find you on my options for some reason.
You probably got me blocked. Oh, yeah.
So, what have I been up to? I've been concentrating on the joys of Turnip 28. So I completed my first stand of fodder. There.
I just don't know what to say, really.
So they are Prussian Landwehr with 100 Years' War helmets.
Of course they are.
And some roots and tufts growing out of them, and that mud just works so well with that water. It really does work well. But I think a lot of people, I think Louis and James both said the Prussian Landwehr actually look good.
What, Louis said something positive about Landwehr?
I think so,
Blimey.
yes.
Oh.
So I've got that's a stand of 6, and I'm currently working on the second stand here.
Mhm.
As you can see, I'm actually painting them still glued to the base.
Controversial.
It's because you know what? Painting these is ridiculous. You don't need to be neat. I use 4 colours. It's just so fast and easy to paint.
Slap it all over.
While I was at CrackCon at
Ready whenever
Boards
you
and
are, mate.
Swords, I
Mhm.
took the opportunity to pick up it was a cannon for AWI.
Yes, you did.
But I turned it into this.
Oh, Steve.
Which
I
is
love
the
it, mate.
cannon.
Is that a Skaven rat on it as well?
It is, yes, it's a big rat. So
Holy
I just replaced all their heads again with 100 Years War helmets. I've drilled some holes in as well, so they've got like bullet holes in their heads. That literally from start to finish took less than 2 hours. Because I didn't take it. I wasn't careful. I just didn't care. But I think that really lends itself to the aesthetic. It's not neat painting. It's mud and grime and dirt and filth. 2 hours to do that. And I was ill while I was doing it. I can honestly say Turnip 28 is better when you're deliriously ill with a fever.
You definitely like the Death Guard, Steve. If you go for it, okay?
Yes. So that's what I've been up to. Not a lot. Mainly
Sorry.
Turnip 28.
Very nice. I was saying before we started, I can understand why they're fun to do. I just couldn't bring myself to do that to some of my
Imagine if we
models.
rocked up. Can you imagine if we rocked up to the club with that? They'd look at us like we were like proper weird.
Well,
Would
they
you be
know we are anyway.
Would you be thrown out? Steph, I really, really hope so, mate. That would be absolutely fantastic.
Well, yeah.
Turnip 28 at CrackCon 2. I am.
Yeah.
I will bring if we decide to do a Turnip 28. I will bring 2 armies to that and run a game.
Yeah.
And I may even dress up for the occasion as well.
Oh my god!
Jesus.
But I should. This is a sneak preview of a work in progress. I mentioned an elephant before, so this is going to be a Turnip 28 elephant.
My lord.
Love the tail.
With the Skaven tail. Skaven tails for Turnip 28 are brilliant. They you can use them as worms, tails, growths, anything. It's brilliant. So I've been going through my bits boxes, finding Skaven's tails.
Wow.
Yeah, I never thought I'd ever be saying that.
Unbelievable.
Cheers, Lionheart. That was this was just so much fun to do. Like I said, 2 hours to do that. And it's such the game you play with such a small amount of figures. I've only got three more, 3 and a bit units to finish, and that's a complete army done in less than 2 weeks. I never thought I'd see myself saying that.
And you're going to play it, aren't you?
Oh God, yes! I'm really looking for. I'm going either going to solo it, or I'm going to say to my friend, "Do you want to come around for a game of bolt action?" And then when he gets here, put his arm up his back, lead him in, and say, "It's Turnip 28, not bolt action." And then, if I'm still around and he hasn't punched the living crap out of me, we'll have a game of Turnip 28 instead.
Oh dear. I've got Martin's video ready.
Hey.
Yeah. Whenever you are. Are you ready?
Yep. Go for it.
Right. Okay. So this is Martin's contribution. I hope this works, and I hope this is the right video.
Hello. I guess we're at the bit of the evening where if they've decided to play this, that we're showing off our models. So we normally show what we've been working off in the last week. I am now way up north, further north than Steve, so I thought I'd record this and put it in here so that they can give...
Good. Shut it up.
Hello. I guess we're at the bit of the evening where if they've decided to play this, that we're showing off our models. So we normally show what we've been working off in the last week. I am
Hate him
now
already.
way up north, further north than Steve, so I thought I'd record this and put it in here so that they couldn't give any kind of commentary over my photos
Yeah, we
the way
can.
that Ken did Dom's, that then got him
Yeah,
red
Ken.
carded. So if I'm going last, then Dom will already have been, and he's probably spent 15 minutes showing off the 3 armies that he's painted in the last week since CrackCon.
Cool.
He's probably done some scenery as well to go with it, and he's probably just breaking into a new project now as well. So just colour me impressed and jealous because I haven't managed as much, I don't think. Ken, I'm going to go out on a limb and guess that he's not painted anything, not to cast aspersions, but I know he's had a busy week. But if you have, well done, mate. And Steve, now I need to talk to you because I came back from CrackCon and I had a goal. I wanted to do Crusaders. I wanted to paint up War of These. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do, and I had a clear goal. I came back from CrackCon and I've done these. What are you doing to me? Right, I'm going to spin the camera around and I'll just show you what I've done. So I was happily putting bags away, and I happened to notice that obviously I've got quite a few spare sprues from CrackCon, and I've got lots of Napoleonics, and then it's like, oh, look at these Frostgrave sprues with all these guys in masks and pointy hats. I wonder what I could use those for. What about that thing that Steve was talking about? Oh yeah, I've got those Prussian bodies from the new Perry Prussian set. Oh, I've got all those arms from all the thousands of Napoleonic miniatures that I've got. Why don't I do that? Oh, and I've got this spare movement tray. So I've gone full turnip. It's Steve's fault, and I've downloaded the rules, and I've just done whatever the hell I want to do, basically. So yeah, I painted these up, and I decided to paint them up a bit like pumpkins, really, with orange masks, green sash things, and yellow finials. But yeah, I have no idea what I've done here. I've added roots and tufts to models in ways I never thought I would. I've decided to christen these guys the Drehkubris Brigade. For those of you who speak German, or those of you who don't speak German, that means the Muddy Pumpkins. There we go. So yeah, just a lot of fun to do. Steve, what have you done? I'm meant to be painting Crusaders, mate. Here's a couple of photos to look at. I decided to give the leader some honking great maul and just chuck rust absolutely everywhere. And that was about it. Except for this. There. Are you happy now? There is a 6mm Samurai Army painted in 7 hours, which I've got to admit was not the most fun 7 hours I've ever had. I'm going to take this camera off of here because you're never going to see anything from up there. I mean, what is this? So there we go. There is some cannons, Samurai leader,
I hate it already.
Commander there. Some palisadey things, archers, muskets, more archers, loads and loads of Ashigaru or Ashigaru spearmen. I did not enjoy painting those because those spears are not wire, they are very, very bendy metal. Over here we've got some samurai cavalry. So I've tried to have some fun with those. I use fun in a very, very loose term, but I'm pleased with how they come out. And then I've got a couple of guys here that I've based on 5Ps, and these are little messengers. I can't even get the camera to focus, these are so small. There we go. So there is my 6mm Samurai Army. So yeah, stick that in your pipe and smoke it. Oh yeah, and as Dom got this Kickstarter as well, so he knows that these are there, and I know he will say something if I haven't done them. I did the buildings as well.
Well done, mate.
I hate him already.
Hats off to him. And do you know what makes that even more satisfying and funny?
No, it
is
doesn't.
that somebody put up a quiz on the Facebook page, which he tried to completely influence By who was going to do the 6mm? Exactly what have you been working on, Ken? Yes, exactly.
They're near enough done now. They're done.
Dom, that means it's between you and me now, Dom, mate.
Well, do you know what? I was gonna do it this week. If Ken hadn't have done what he did, I would have got mine done and then done it off. But now everybody's done theirs. I'm not even going to bother.
Should I
not going to bother?
Should I explain what my 6mm army is?
Oh, please!
Go on, show your 6mm.
Excuse me. Okay. Before CrackCon, Ken kept saying to me, "Steve, I've got a present for you."
For ages.
And I was either gonna when he gave it to me, I was either gonna A, punch him, or B, hug him. So I was quite concerned. Now, as I mentioned last night, prior to getting to the hotel, Ken dragged me to a train shop. Not that swayed my opinion at all. But anyway, fast forward about half an hour. I'm sat in the bar of the hotel, enjoying a beer because what was I drinking? I was drinking Bud that afternoon. Anyway, so Ken appears with Evil Jim, and he's like, "Here's your present, mate," and he just handed me this really kind of small sort of compartment box. So I was a bit nervous, so I opened it anyway. I expected like something to leap out at me and like, but nothing did. What was actually contained inside just completely, I almost fell off the stool. It was an original 6mm epic Space Marine army.
Oh yeah.
Now I've been banging on about this. It's one of my very first war games, and it still remains one of my favorites. So to get the chance to paint an entire 6mm Space Marine army, I am besides myself with excitement. I didn't punch him. I didn't hug him. I just sort of. What did we do?
The punching option was the best one, Steve. To be honest, I think
we did a bit of a fist bump, keeping it all manly. I mean, I think he was expecting a Norse man hug, but I didn't go that way. But it was quite funny. About 10 minutes later, me, Ken, and Jim were sat in the bar in this hotel, going through 3 epic armies, rule books, counters. It was just I don't know what people must have thought. Then I completely confused Steph by showing him this 6mm army, not knowing that he was referring to the epic ACW.
Yeah.
And he had no idea what I think he might have thought I'd been sniffing glue or something, because he had no idea what I was talking about. But I made a start this weekend, a very slow start. I'm painting, look at that, a classic 6mm Land Raider. And I'm doing them in Blood Angels because I like
sanguineous.
Yes, I think they'll stand out a bit more on the tabletop. But massive thank you to Brother Ken for an awesome gift.
Yeah, that's right. Yes.
I look forward. We're definitely running a game of Space Marine at CrackCon 2. That's got to happen.
Yes, I've got the train already. It's already done, but.
Brilliant! I should be bringing my fully painted Blood Angels army with me.
I'll have some what are they called, Alpha Legion, to go with it as well because I'm going to do another army of them. So
yeah, eBay is a dangerous place for 6mm.
So is that Facebook group.
So is that Facebook group as well. In fact, on Wednesday I ordered a copy of the rule book. I've not seen that rule book for many years. So I think that's going to be. It's going to be a project I'm going to just enjoy doing. I'm so looking forward to painting it.
Yes, they have. Completely nuts. Yes.
I just want to get it done. It's new. Like I say, I'm just washing these and they're done. My army's done. So the amount of colours I've got down here with these shields is unreal. There's just so many.
I think Steph remembers. My blank look said it all. Yeah, I'd met Steph about 5 minutes earlier, and then all of a sudden I'm thrusting these strange miniatures into his face. He had no idea what was going on. No, Nick, it's actually a Land Raider. It's going to look very Strawberry-esque, but it's a Land Raider. I got 10 of them to paint. Just so looking forward to it. So what's everyone's opinion on Martin and Turnip 28?
It was inevitable. That was absolutely inevitable that was going to happen because he just can't resist anything bizarre like that. That was going to happen. I could. Nobody would take any bets on that.
When he first started building them, he sent me them before they were. I know he shared them with myself in the group before they were painted, and I was like, when I first saw it, I was like, oh.
But do you know that was so Martin though? He'd even started the lore. You know, he had his own. He'd done, you know, his own little faction. He's worked it all out. He's got his clever little name for it. That's so Martin. It's all worked out. There'll probably be a history line soon of it all. You know, he's written the history while he's up in Newcastle.
Those oath-mark heads work really, really well. Steph said I was rather enthused.
I think that's quite an understatement.
That's quite an understatement. I was flailing around like Kermit the Frog at one point. But yeah.
You were very excited, I have to say. I wasn't entirely sure why, but it was because I have no idea what it was, and you thrust it at me as well. And I think, what the hell is that? But you were very excited, so that was great.
I even gave you the box, didn't you?
The box as well, yeah. It's older than you.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely right, Carl. I had no idea. I still don't really know what they're all talking. But then, frankly, half this show now, I don't know what anybody's talking about. It's like turnips and badgers.
I think if
epic shit, I don't know.
Ken, what?
I said I was going to take it to the club, Steve, and Don was like, "You'll get chucked out."
What, for bringing Space Marines to the club?
Yeah.
There's nobody who plays it down there, so you have nobody to play.
Dom, I think if you played it, you'd like the rules. Whether you could adapt it for something different, but the rules are so streamlined and they just work so well.
Possibly, mate, but I've got enough historical shit to deal with without all the weird rubbish as well. No.
Is anyone looking forward to turnip and badgers?
Oh, that would be rather cool.
I'm not going to ruin my badgers. Hey, did I really say that?
Dom, Simon's after an update on the on Ken's new bedroom.
Beg your pardon.
You what?
Your man shed.
Oh, the shed.
I think it's my man shed. My man shed. Ken is not allowed. I've had all sorts of alarms and various minefields are going to be delivered soon to stop him getting in. The electrician finished today, so I have That's power. Good. I have internet in there. On the weekend, the floor goes down, and then the week after that, the walls all get painted. I went to Ken's favourite shop over the weekend.
Oh, IKEA.
I did.
Tell me you bought the tables.
No, I didn't buy those tables, actually. No, I bought a whole load of units to put things in, and they should be delivered next week or so. So hopefully by beginning of November, I should be streaming from there in future, which would be fantastic. Can't wait. And it's amazing, and I'm really pleased, and it's great. And then I'm just going to have to sort out all the bloody figures to put them all in there.
Yeah.
I was going around that favourite shop, and I was looking at it. And people must have thought I was even weirder than I looked anyway, because I was like poking drawers and going, "Oh, that's not heavyweight enough. That's not going to hold half a ton of plastic and metal." And then, so I had to go in the industrial bit to find those bits that would actually hold anything. So yeah. So there you go. That's
what do you think is going to take longer to build it or to move your entire collection into?
Oh, moving in without a shadow, absolutely without a shadow of doubt. Moving that stuff in is going to take a long time, and I'll probably find things that I never knew I even had. Well, I know I will.
Yeah,
that's going to be, like I said, it's going to be like Indiana Jones, isn't it? Going to the Temple of Doom.
Do you know it's that? Do you remember that thing when you were a kid and your mum told you to clean up your room, and you went up into your room and you moved a few things around, then you found things to play with? That's what it's going to be like. I'm just going to give, what's that? And then I'll start pulling them all out.
You're going to realise your pile of shame is actually about 10 times the size of what it is.
Oh, yeah. The shame doesn't worry me so much because I have a pretty shrewd idea how enormous that is. It's the figure collection I'm still a little bit nervous about exactly what I've got because it's spread so many places. And there's still stuff in the loft. So,
holy hell.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure what to do about all that. But hey, that's a lovely problem, right? So, the cave is almost there. It's almost there. It has lights. It has camera. It does have a camera, actually. Security camera. So, yeah.
You might find that 2 mil samurai army.
I probably sneezed it out the other day, yeah. Not a child's play.
So, Martin's 6 mil then. Who saw that coming? I didn't see that coming.
I had a
I did
hunch.
after the poll. After the poll, I did.
Exactly. That was what
Son of
killed
a
it.
bitch.
That's what did it. The moment you put that up, I thought, knowing what Martin is like, he will do that and he'll have it all done. Because I was planning to do it myself. I was going to do it this week and have it all ready to
I
show.
thought you lot
next
had more
week.
minis than that. I didn't realise it's not actually that big, is it?
No,
that
it is. It's
project?
quite
No,
small.
it's not that big.
I mean, I think I could even paint that.
I'll send it
Yeah.
over to you, Steve. There you go. Thanks for doing that. You can
I,
sort my army
I wouldn't go that far.
out. You just said it. Didn't he just say that, folks? He just said he'd paint my army. There you go.
Wow, that was some mental gymnastics there, Dom. That was awesome. So I think a great updates and a lot of stuff across the board. 2 people doing the Turnip 28 with 50% of the PCP this week.
Yeah.
Never thought I'd see that. Never thought I'd see that.
I just can only apologise to the viewers who came in all evening watching something historically accurate.
Right, I think it's time we move on to.
I hope so, mate. I'm looking for it. Love it.
Dear me. Right, I think it's time we move on to the main topic of discourse this fine evening, the painting clinic. So I'm going to open this up to you two because, like I said, I know we've got quite a few people in the Facebook group that after CrackCon have been hypnotized by that black powder game. Just a tad. And are now under the hypnotic spell of painting Napoleonics. Now, I've given Napoleonics a try, and I hated it.
Well, you didn't, because you've done Turnip, which is you're using Napoleonic minis.
Yeah, but I don't have to. Look at the colour.
You did a really good job with yours. With your
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, they just took me. I mean, if I tallied up how long it took to paint them to build an entire army, I think I'd be in my 80s by the time that I'd finished an entire brigade. So that wasn't going to happen. I think I'm actually saying that. Never say never, because playing sharp practice at
I was just gonna say sharp practice.
It really did whet my appetite because it had that black powder era feel with a lot smaller units.
You've done about 30, haven't you? So why don't you just take them off and rebase them, and you got yourself a sharp practice army?
Yeah, near enough.
Ken,
Only need a few skirmishers. There you go. See.
Yeah. Why don't you do that? And then you actually have a sharp practice army. If you paint the last 6, then perfect.
I mean, it'd be the wrong one. It's a French one, but apart from that, it'd be good. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's an option actually. Although I do really like those bases. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. So what I thought I'd do is because you two have painted your fair share of Napoleonics.
Yes,
you absolutely have. So if you could each share 2 bits of advice on if you're just talking to someone new in the group who said, I've just picked up my first box of Napoleonics, I don't know where I'm going to start, where am I going to go, how do I start painting these?
Don will probably agree with what I'm about to say. Contrast paints.
Don't again. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, contrast paints, and then highlight with just normal paints. If you're going to highlight or dry brush with something, contrast paints are your friend. They're very much your friend, especially when you've got that many. And I like to batch paint as well. So I think the most I did was 8 battalions at once.
Yeah, but you completely burnt yourself out doing that. That was dark.
Yeah, but I got an army painted though, didn't I? Did get it painted.
I was going to say, so in your opinion, if you're batch painting Napoleonics, what's a comfortable number for a new starter?
That was what I was going to start with, Steve, because I think you've got to establish what you're going to do. So what the rules are you're going to play. If you're playing black powder, you're kind of going to need to sort of start looking at building a brigade as your sort of entry level. So, and you look at a brigade, it's probably 4 or 5 battalions, maybe. You could probably get away with a small brigade with less than that. So then you got to decide, what army you particularly like. And I think you have to like the period and like the army, the particular characteristics. Because each of the armies are different in the way they perform and what they do. The British traditionally are very defensive. The French are very aggressive. the Austrians just run away, all that kind of stuff. There's different sort of, kind of ways to do it. So I think you just sort of pick on what interests you as a period, and then a historical period as well, because Napoleonic period covers a vast period from 17 something or other through to 1815. So you got to choose what you want. And then, to Joshua's point, don't get caught up on the whole button counting thing. You choose what you want.
Yeah.
And go for that and settle that. And I think Ken, you said this you were responding to somebody in the Facebook page, weren't you, about what formation to go for. But say you want to do French and you want to do 1809. Have a look. There's loads of reference books online on the library and Osprey books, and pick out a particular formation. Do the 13th Brigade of the 3rd Division of 1809 French Army or whatever, and just model it on that. So you go, what's the regiment's in now? Well, I don't know. It's the 1st Battalion of the 13th Line Infantry, and you just then can look them up. And there's that, to me, is the easiest structured way to do it. Just start with a brigade, build a brigade, and then maybe add a gun to it next, and then maybe add a few cavalry to it, and then start back with another infantry brigade. So don't try and do 8 brigades all in once.
So
unless you're a nutter.
So when it comes to actually getting the paint on the miniatures, so someone's never painted Napoleon. I mean, when I sat down, the one thing that intimidated me was the straps and the packs, and I'm used to painting bolt action where everything's literally khaki or grey or brown.
Yeah.
But there was those bright colours. So if someone's coming from, say, a World War II background or somewhere where the colours aren't so prominent, what advice would you give for someone who's painting bright colours for the first time?
It's a good question, Steve, to be honest. I would start with the darker colours first. Get your darker colours on there, and then if you've got some pick out points, so like with the contrast stuff, if I'm doing French, I would paint all the blue. I would paint the black. I'd paint the hair. I'd paint the flesh, but I wouldn't do the white straps. I would leave the like the straps wouldn't bother me too much, and the trousers are white as well. But when I do an undercut, I do it in a light grey. So once it's had a wash over it, I then go over with a white afterwards. And I'm not even careful with the white. I literally just get a paintbrush and just go jab, 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 and just make sure I don't get it right in the corners, and it looks fine. Same with the straps. I go over those last with the white, and it stands out a bit more. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I think don't get hung up. I mean, I think don't get too hung up about the colours, because although you come from doing khaki or field grey or what have you, you're doing blue and red, and a bit of pink sometimes creeps in. Don't get too hung up about that, because it's just another colour, right? So sometimes doing the camo on some of these Second World War figures is even more complicated than it is with the doing Napoleonics. So I think just take it gently, just work it through. I think it's the same fundamental thing. You've got to prepare your figure right. You've got to take the mold lines off. You've got to clean it up. You've got to fill in the holes that need to be filled. Undercoat it with whatever you prefer. I like light grey. Other people use white. Some people use black. Whatever you prefer, you do the same basic principle. It's just rather than putting green or grey on, you're putting red or blue or something else on. So I think don't be afraid of it though.
I think that's a great point from Alex there. So when painting them as a unit, not individuals, missing detail doesn't matter when you have a big unit. That's
very true.
No.
I think that for me was demonstrated during that massive black powder game at CrackCon. There was so many figures on that table. They all, as a mass, they all looked absolutely fantastic. I think if you started going straight in, and look at them individually, I think you're missing the point of having an army or playing a game like that.
The whole point of a mass battle game, isn't
Completely
it?
right.
Yeah,
completely right.
And also, like you're saying, Steve, Martin's got it quite right when he taught me something when they paint the products. Do 6 at a time. So I do a 60 by 40 base. Some people do a 40 by 40. I prefer 60 by 40 because I've only got 4 bases. And then I do 6 at a time. Otherwise, I do 4 at a time, and then you can see a progression. So I do the 6 completely. Then I did an X6, and you've only got to do that 4 times. You got battalion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, when if I'm painting bolt action, if I'm doing a section or a squad of 10, I do two lots of 5. Because I think it mentally then it's only two batches, and you've got that section done. So I think it's important to, like I say, working out not only the colours but also the size of your batch painting. I remember I batch painted. I think the most I ever did for bolt action was I did 10 at once, and I didn't find that comfortable at all.
So I often do Napoleonics as 8s. So I'll batch paint 8s because most of the black powder battalions are 24, and 8 is a group in sharp practice. So often I'll do for both. So I'll do a sharp practice force, or capable of using it as a sharp practice force. So 8 figures will give me a group. 8, 16, 24, that's 3 groups of 8 and 24 ready to go. And I find that really, to your point, you just sort of crack through them. And you don't have to be that worried about the detail on it, because they are designed to be massed up. Really,
it was interesting what James put here, that he started painting 6 at a time, but now he could do the full 24. It's been really interesting seeing James's progress on the Facebook group, because I've noticed that incrementally he started producing more and more and more. So if it'd be painting 24, I can imagine.
Yeah, 100%.
And this is something I've heard before as well from Steph. Figures and greatcoats helps.
Yes, that's very true.
Great coats are the most easiest thing to paint in the world if you're French.
Yeah, that's very true.
Spray them
for
grey.
The French.
If you want a quick army to paint, go for the French, or you spray them grey. You pick out maybe 5 or 6 in the 24 battalion to paint with the contrast paints with a different jacket colour, and then you wash them all with a Nuln oil, and that's the majority done.
Somebody just mentioned, was it? I don't know who. I can't find it now. But somebody mentioned about doing the Brunswickers. That's another good option because they're just black uniform, so they're nice and easy to do. So again, I think there are ways into it, but it's
the British are a bit more of a pain, aren't they? But
the British are a bit more of a pain because all that lace and whatever they have, and all the cross straps and things. But it's like anything. You just need to work steadily at it and practice, and you'll get better as you go along. Always do. Yeah, tartan. Yeah, we won't scare people with tartan.
I actually think now with Napoleonics, because I started with Napoleonics, it was 2 years ago, and I think since then my painting style has changed slightly. In that I can now batch paint, but I've also gone back to that. I now know that I can do standalone pieces when I want to. So I think if I started Napoleonics again, it would be a case of just combining the two. So it'll be having the batch painting of bolt action, but also introduce a sort of fine detail work that I did on my Necromunda and my Burrows and Badgers. So I'm not saying never.
He's definitely easing up, isn't he? You can feel that. It's always very definite before, and now it's.
And I remember on the way home from CrackCon, I was talking to Jim about it, and he said, he said, go do greatcoats. There's less blue, less white.
It's nice to mix in a normal battalion that are in battle dress. It is nice, and I've done it. I've got a few that are in normal thing, but greatcoats, they're so easy. And
okay.
Definitely, that helps.
Interesting question for Simon. So, what's worse to paint, Napoleonics or AWI?
AWI.
Yes.
No, well, I don't know. It depends what you're doing with AWI, isn't it? Because lots of AWI troops have, kind of nondescript colonial types, and they're just browns and greys and a bit of black and blue and what have you. There's not an awful lot of colour there.
Yeah.
Doing the British uniform or the American uniform is a bit of a bitch, but then generally there aren't huge numbers of figures involved. So I don't know. I still think
because you can play black powder AWI. So
yeah,
if someone wants to do black
powder. I mean exactly. I mean that's how we started our AWI army. Started doing sharp practice, and then as we built enough figures, we could then play Black Powder with it. It's but it's the same process. But yeah, Prussian Army.
Interesting question. So I did try and paint a Prussian army using those Landwehr. That was the secret project. They've now been upcycled into turnip 28 fodder, and that's where they're staying. At least they've got I got a use out of them in the end. But I don't know.
That's quite an easy army to paint because it is lots of dark colours, blues and blacks and greys for the.
It's easy, but it's boring, isn't it?
But it is boring. I mean, it's the same with the Russian army. That's all green and white and green. And I get really bored. I'm trying to paint a Russian army at the moment. It's really, really boring.
So how did you? I mean, remember your Cleveberg?
Yeah.
How did you? I mean, they were largely white, weren't they?
They're just white, yeah. Do you know? I actually found them really easy to do, mainly because I was getting childishly excited about doing it, which kind of helps, I think, with any project, as you two big kids realise. It's a really interesting colour to. I found it a really easy colour to do. I know everyone says white's hard, but if you start with a light colour, which I start with a light grey colour, prime always. It's a Halford's light grey primer, and then I just put in the two system white paint that I've got from Colour 75, and I just build it up, and it's so easy with a couple of washes or a wash over the top, and then touching it up with the brighter white. Found it really, really quick to do. So actually, I rattled through those battalions really quickly. I mean, I did. God, how many did I do? About 8 battalions in the end, something like that, in very quick order.
There was definitely a fair few.
I find them easier to do than I've got British to do, and I'm finding them much harder to just get through one battalion. I tell you what, it's absolutely got a complete. I don't know what is going on with my brain at the moment, but complete freeze on. I have got about 6 Victrix British Napoleonic foot guns made up. I made them up in the summer when I went away and I did all those War of the Roses.
Oh yeah,
I'd had them for probably a year before that and never got around to making that. I made them up there and I still haven't finished painting them. I just every time I start, I go, and they're just blue. I mean, they're not difficult. They've got a cross belt or two, but I just for some reason I cannot get motivated to do them. And they're still sitting on the painting tray along with the other stuff. And every time I'll go, shall I go do them? No, I'll do them. So I've done a load of Romans instead of doing what I really should be doing because I need them as well.
That leads me on to something different. Okay, so is there anything sort of a unit or a period or a particular conflict that you look at a particular uniform or painting style that you'll need and just think, no, because Dom, I remember you saying you would never, ever, ever paint 28mm samurai.
I did.
Because you said you wouldn't. Because you said you wouldn't know how to paint them and you wouldn't know how to approach them. And then about 4 weeks later, you'd painted about 400 of them.
No, about 50 of them.
So what? Yeah. For what? So did you change your style? Did you do research? What in your mind? What went from you saying, I'm never going to paint these to having a painted army?
Honest truth, I went, fuck it, I'm going to give it a go. And that's all I did. I just thought, sorry, how difficult could it be? And I thought, well, let's give it a shot. And that's all I did. And actually, I found it wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. And I actually quite enjoyed it. I think the thought of doing a massive army of them, I think would put me off because they are fiddly little buggers to do. And actually, most of the Warlord ones I bought to do a reasonable size army I don't really like, so that doesn't help. But part of it is the models were brilliant, and I just thought, fuck it, let's give it a go. And that's what I did. So it has made me think I probably wouldn't. I would try pretty much any period now. I mean, I always thought something like the 7. What's it? The Mulberian period, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Or some of those Swedo-Russian armies from the army, what's it called, the Great Northern War. Those sort of things would scare the bejesus out of me because they're all lace and frills and everything. But now I'd have a go at something like that even. if the period interests me
Mhm.
and the figures interest me, I'll give it a go. It may not be fantastic, but I'll give it a go. And that's what I say to anybody: just crack on, try it. If you don't like it, you don't have to show anybody, right? If you're not happy with the result, just don't show anyone.
So, Ken, is there any period that you think, not for me, painting wise, you might be interested in the sort of the background?
The more and more I think about this, I don't think I've ever mentioned anything that I wouldn't actually paint. Because I don't think there is actually anything I wouldn't paint, because I find it all a challenge. So I don't know. No, I don't think so, to be honest with you. There'd be some stuff that I would think, oh, that'd be quite interesting to do, like the Landschnecks that you did.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be something a bit different and out of my normal comfort zone. But I don't think there's anything I wouldn't try painting.
Every time I see anything to do with the Italian wars, I start panicking.
Yeah,
because
so lovely, don't
they just. I know. I follow Two Fat Lardies on Twitter, and they do a lot of Italian war games, and they always look so nice. There's just colourful units, unfurled banners. It looks pretty. War is pretty in the Italian wars.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I will get back to those Landschnecks because I just got distracted by about a million different things. But they were something that I never thought I'd see myself painting ever. Just ever.
You did an excellent job of them, didn't you? I mean, they look really, really good at the end of it.
I really took my time over them as well. Even though I was batch painting, I did them in batches of 6, and I'd like a painting regime, so it'd be like blue on 1, 3, 5, and trying to have some sort of order, but not so still make them random looking, but with the different colors. And I do like the way. I mean, when I finished that first box, I could have happily done a jig around the car park outside, because I never thought I'd fit.
You've got an army, though, Steve.
And now I've got the whole bloody starter box. There's a massive plastic down there. I've painted 1 pike block, 1 unit of handgunners, half a unit of swordsmen, and that hand cannon type thing. So I have made a decent start on it. I have made a start, but then I got distracted with bolt action projects earlier this year, and now I've got just stuff going on. So
yeah, but I think that's a great illustration of, I know you painted lots of different figures in your time, in different periods and whatnot, but you kind of hadn't really done anything quite like that before, had you? And you went from doing sort of Second World War, khaki field grey uniform stuff, to doing those amazing Landschnecks that were just extraordinary. And it just shows that, just a bit of focus, a bit of dedication, and actually spending your time. And
yeah, it literally was. I didn't change up anything drastically that would take me so I wasn't enjoying it. It was more, rather than just painting something and then completely obliterating it in Agrax Earthshade. I wasn't doing that. I was doing proper individual washes for the individual colours.
Yeah, and that's brilliant. I think that's what it should be.
It's a bit time consuming to Miller, because Miller's got the starter box, and I was chatting to him on Friday night at CrackCon, and he said he's not even opened it. He's opened it, but he's not put any paint on them yet. So if anyone's got any advice for painting Landschnecks or Italian war stuff, just pop them in the comments. I'm pretty sure Miller will be very appreciative of
One day I will do that, because I would love to do that.
Oh, they just look so nice, really, don't they? Just
I'll just leave that there.
Vikings. It's not that I wouldn't paint them, it's just that I find the whole period boring.
Oh,
controversial. I'm not saying I wouldn't paint them.
I'm going to get you playing down the club. I'm going to get you playing Vikings.
No. I've done. Look, my ancients. They're coming on. My teeny tiny little ancients. There they are. There they go.
Teeny tiny. What are you going to do with them, Ken? You're going to sell them?
I'm going to probably buy some Romans and do them at some point.
I'm genuinely interested. Are you actually going to game them, do you think?
Yeah, I'll do solo games for them.
Okay, cool. That's good.
That is a period I think I'd enjoy. I mean, 6 mil. Yeah, I've not painted in a while. That's why I'm really looking forward to doing these epic Space Marines. Because I've not painted them. The last time I painted anything epic Space Marines, I was in my early teens, which is a fucking long time ago.
Ken is dead.
Oh, hang on, we got something really controversial here.
Oh,
there's an audience red card. What's going on around here?
An audience red. I think Mez is quite passionate about his Viking history.
We'll go for yellow. How about that? We'll just go yellow at the moment. We'll just start there, and we'll give him a warning. It's only fair. He can't help it. It's just Ken.
No, it's just me.
Here's some advice from Matt. I know Matt flew through his Lanchneck. So groups of 10 with the same 4 or 5 colours in different places. Another 10. Yeah, I think you need some kind of routine. Otherwise, I think painting them individually would send you, well, quite funny. I know I'd say I wouldn't enjoy it.
That's
Jim.
what I mean, Steve. I think, kind of. Oh, hang on. See you, Jim.
See you, Jim.
Caught. You know, Jim.
It's been rumbled.
It's been rumbled. I think that's a really good point, and we talked about it earlier. But I think if you're painting troops for a mass or reasonable size army, having a process is all that matters. Whether you're doing field grey uniforms, or you're doing Landsknecks, or you're doing hairy arse barbarians, it doesn't matter. It's that process that you have to go through, whether it's doing all the same color scheme on a multitude of figures and then moving on and doing a different one. Just having that's how I crack through so many figures. It's literally I'll go down the line and go, right, every third figure is going to have blue trousers, and every fourth figure is going to have brown trousers, whatever it may be, depending on the period you're doing or what have you. And I think that's the way to do it. If you can keep it to a mechanical process, it's not like you're producing 54mm busts of figures where, for most of us, we're just producing massive numbers of figures that you can play on the table with, not just doing that's probably the right call, actually.
That's the right approach. So the correct process of painting Landsknecks is to not paint Landsknecks.
Very true. Fair point.
Lionheart has a good point. Ken hates Vikings. Kill the monks and bleed the yes. There you go. This is very true. I've just worked out. I've actually painted 340 of these 6mm figures.
Blimey.
In 2 days. Well, less than 2 days. Probably about 6-7 hours. Yeah. Jesus.
Nice.
So I've still got some chariots to do as well. Christ.
So how have you adjusted your painting style or technique in doing those, or have you just reduced?
Yeah, I've toned it down. Basically, I'm not bothered about neatness. It's that whole point of mass units. So when they're all together, what do they look like? They look awesome.
Yeah.
I haven't gone in and got every single point of a spear. You know what I mean? I haven't painted everything. If I've messed up and hit the trousers at some point, I'm not gone back over it because there's just no point. Because once a wash goes over it, get someone else to paint them. Yes. Yeah, definitely. I might be doing that as well.
Unashamedly, those Württemberger Kickstarter figures that I bought, they are so awesome and so lovely.
Sweet.
I was daunted by them, and Sean said, "Let me paint." And I said, "Yeah, please do."
Sean might be painting. Sean might be painting a few things for me as well, Dom. So yeah.
No, don't. He's going through my backlog quite nicely while I'm doing my ones. He does the pretty ones.
Even I had to admit that those figures, even though they're metal,
they were just
phenomenal. They looked so nice. They really did.
Yeah, that's the other thing. All these 6mm are all metal, aren't they? What I'm painting at the minute, which is even weirder. I won't be varnishing them, of course.
Yorkshire Gamer has over 1,000 28mm Italian Wars figures and not a single Landskneck. He's not daft.
Hey, Landsknecks also double up as good turnip 28 as well.
I do like the idea you turn it 2080. It's not that I don't. I think it's quite cool that it's like an individual thing and it's something else you can do with, actually with those figures. You know, it is quite smart. It's quite a cool little concept.
I love the look of it. I think fantastic job. I won't be doing it. Whoever
What?
I like how there's no actual minis for it. I like how there's no official minis that everyone can make their own stuff. That's the cool thing about it.
Just completely do what you want to do. I plan. I don't know how successful it's going to be. But once I've done the army, I'm going to do a video about it. See how many people unsubscribe from my channel.
Channel, mate.
Oh no, that will be. I want to see the comments you get.
Oh, Steve's made a video, a bit more bolt action. What the bloody hell is this?
What's this? A pumpkin and a snail?
I love it. I love it.
No, I think there's quite a few comments about Italian wars. It looks nice. It's just a lot.
This Yorkshire stuff is just amazing. I mean, the pictures he puts up, every time I go, oh my God, look at those. Extraordinary. I think that will be a period I will do at some point. I have no idea how or what, but they just look amazing. But Jesus, it's scary. But yeah.
So, what would you say then, with regards to your painting, is a period or a particular figure or uniform that you know that when you sit down, you're going to fly through, no problems at all?
I think any Dark Age figure. I find sort of medieval to Dark Age figures I just find really, really easy to do. Just so simple because there's not really a uniformity in them. There's a certain degree, doing those War of the Roses figures I was doing, I found them so easy to do because, I knew they were easy to do. I could do a little group at a time. So I had my, whatever it was, 16 figures, wasn't it? In each group. 18 figures each group, sorry. So I knew that was a distinct unit. So I could do 6 billmen and 12 bowmen at the same time. I knew that one was going to be whatever, Stanley retinue, and basically that was the predominant color. So I could just work through, and it just went through. But most of the colors are just really browns and greys and rings, and then a bit of metal on top, and then a few with, kind of livery of some sort. So easy to do. So I just flew through all of those, and same with when I was doing the ancient ancient Germans, because they were. It's just browns and skin tones and a few woad marks on them, and that was it. It was so easy to do. So that sort of stuff is dead easy.
Ken, what's yours? What's your go-to that when you sit down you think, is it going to be French Napoleonics because you painted so many of them?
That's a really good question, Steve. Great Napoleonic greatcoats. I could just paint those like so easily. But I'll tell you what is really easy that I found quite simple to paint was actually Ancients, and that was the Gauls that I did for SPQR, because I did them in contrast paint. The only thing different now I would do is I would just put a wash over the top of them just to tone them down, and that'd be it. And they don't take long at all because they're like 4 colours and they're so easy, and they're done basically. Medievals again, they're quite straightforward.
I think it's weird how you have that model or scheme that you think once you've got that first sort of 1 or 2 out the way, you think, nailed. It's like with these British that I'm doing for Burma in bolt action, that scheme is just nailed. So I could do that. I was painting those airborne as well. That was the same. You're just confident that that even before you've put the paint on the figure, that once that painting process is done, they're going to be the way you want them to look.
Yeah,
which is not always the case with some projects that you set out to do. It's another interesting one, and comments about this. What's your least favorite part of painting a particular miniature? What part of the process do you not look forward to?
Belts and boots.
Belts and boots, right?
Yeah, I don't mind the flesh. I'm weird. I quite like doing flesh tones.
See, mine is flesh. I hate painting flesh I just despise it. It's the one part that when it's all done and dusted, I'm like, right, I can now start on actually painting the miniature, because I just hate it.
I actually honestly can't think of anything. You know, different figures in different periods. Yeah, there's different things like you say, Ken. If I'm doing some Napoleonics and some of the belts and what have you, are a bit of a pain in the arse.
Yeah.
But then others, I don't. You know, again, the medievals I was doing recently didn't bother me at all. So I don't know there's anything particular. Actually, sometimes I was just seeing, who just put up rifles? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes that can be a right pain in the arse, especially when you're trying to just do the barrel just along the top of and where the stock should be, or not stock, but whatever the bit is under the barrel. Just getting the right colour, the right place, and then you wash it up and be a bit of a dry brush or something, and it all looks completely wrong again. You have to go back and do it again. Yeah, that's fiddly. Yeah, right.
I hated painting the muskets on those French Napoleonics. I didn't enjoy that whole thing, but the muskets just didn't. I don't know what it was, because it's only two colours.
It's the easiest thing in the world to paint for me, because it's just it's a brown wildwood all over the musket, even over the metallics, and then you put paint over the metallics straight afterwards. You put the metallics over the wildwood once it's dry.
All right.
And it's done. You wash it.
Well, that's what I do, but then I find that big fat fingers I've got have slobbed the metal onto the wrong bits, and then I can't be asked.
Napoleonics, didn't they? You don't notice it. That's the best part about Napoleonics, because there's such mass battle. I don't ever see it.
I know that's true, but when I'm looking at them on the painting tray, I think at least I'm going to touch them up a little bit.
Yeah.
Domi, I think you and Steph are preaching from the same book here. Figure prep, hate cleaning up mold lines. Yeah, I don't mind prep. I'm just weird like that. But
the worst bit in prep for me actually is making the bloody models. I hate. That's why I love metal more. Anyway, there you go.
Yeah, Lee, you've got it absolutely spot on there. Finding you've missed mold lines after the paint. I honestly, out of every single bolt action section I do, there's always one chap that's got. I think I've done the entire thing. You put the paint on, and he's got the biggest mold line going down his leg or across his back. And you just think that just looks bloody terrible. But
do you know the worst thing, Steve, with that now, isn't it? I'm sure you find it is taking pictures of it or doing a video of it, because in the past you wouldn't have noticed it. But you've done all this work, and then you do a picture or you do a video or what have you for your viewers or for this, and then you go, oh shit, I've just seen them missed a bit of paint, which normally you would never have seen.
No, you might as well put a big caption in neon pink letters. Look at my mold line here.
And the reality is most people will never even notice it on the video, but you do.
It's annoying. Mold lines are like the frustration of all hobbyists, aren't they? That's why 3D printing is going to be nice when it comes around.
Well, except, I was having a discussion with somebody, well, he was having a discussion at me, about those Württembergers, because they were done as a 3D print and also metal, primarily as a 3D print. And he was complaining that they were made as, to be molded out rather than done as a 3D. And so when you use them as 3D, things aren't quite right. And some of the mold lines, I don't know. He's going to send me something to have a look at, so I have a sense of what he's talking about. But it was be careful what you wish for. If they're not designed to be 3D printed, there can be as many problems. But apparently, I don't know. I shall soon get a 3D printer running, so I'll find out.
Yeah. Tell you what, I definitely think there's a lot of people agreeing with Ken about belts and boots.
Yeah,
I think that seems
belts are a bit of a pain in the ass. I do find them a bit of a pain in the ass.
That seems to be quite a popular
or unpopular
choice, or unpopular choice, as it were. Right, I think that was rather enlightening chat, chaps. I think we covered quite a few topics. Yes, some great comments and advice from the chat. So thank you very much for that. And I look forward to the painting clinic episode 3 coming in the very near future. Ken, I know you can't contain yourself any longer, mate. Do you want to do some news?
Oh, I do.
Right. Hands over your ears, everybody. Here comes the news. Still scares the crap out of me, that video. It really does.
I know I need to turn it down a little bit. Apologies.
A little bit.
So yes, as people are very aware, I've may have disappeared certain.
May have.
Yeah, sold to someone nice Australian man that couldn't get hold of it over where he was, and he was rather happy because it's now a present for his 2 kids for their birthday in November. So it's gone to a good home, but. Oh yeah! Oh, hello, Napoleonics, my old friend, for the epic AC. Oh, mate, I'm buzzing. I'm going so heavy on this. It's unreal. Everyone's like, "This is not going to be epic." Oh, yes, it is.
Yeah, we said it. Said it here on this channel.
I think,
a month ago. We said
I honestly think we nailed that to the absolute.
Mm-hmm. Of course we did.
It was laser guided speculation. Is like what I'd like to call it.
It all screwed up when they released that map and they put Warlord Games on.
They put Warlord Game Waterloo. That was brilliant.
But you know, it is 100% coming, and it's more the fact of we've had information which we cannot name where from a very reputable source. Yeah. Yes. Yes, yes.
It's coming, is all you need to know.
Yeah.
It is definitely coming. From whatever people said about, oh no, they won't do Napoleonics because they've already got them. They're doing Napoleonics and they're doing Waterloo. That's Waterloo. Absolutely going to happen.
So, are we going to speculate what's going to be in the box?
Oh, let's speculate. I am hoping that it's going to be. The problem is that I'm worried that they're going to try and put a French and British guy in the same thing like they did with the ACW. I really hope they don't do that, because if they do, then I'm going to be super pissed, and no, it won't work, and I won't buy into it. They need to have separate infantry sprues for their British and their French. They have to have separate sprues. Or if not separate sprues, then a 50-50. So on half the sprue it's British, half the sprue it's French. And then the same with the cannons. They might keep the cannons the same, I think. I think they're going to keep the cannons the same, but the crew need to be different. And...
So, Ken, my view, I don't know, we popped in, didn't we, to Warlords when we were up in Derby. And even in my slightly inebriated state that I still was on the Sunday morning, the guy there was saying how successful Epic ACW had been. He was saying that he absolutely, flew out. I think even they were surprised how successful it was. So when you start with that sort of assumption that ACW is good, is done so well, I think we could realistically expect that they will do this properly. So there will be a decent. I mean, at the end of the day, the whole concept of Epic is an epic battle, right?
Yeah.
So it's a battle. It's they did Gettysburg. This is going to be Waterloo.
Yeah.
What's the anniversary today? It's the anniversary of Agincourt. I think there might be an Agincourt one.
We might have heard information.
It might be an ECW one.
Yes.
Naseby or something. Anyway, I'm just purely speculating.
That's in the that you heard that first.
Anyway,
you heard that
here too.
I know I shocked several people on the Facebook group by saying I could get behind this because I think I could paint Napoleonics at that scale.
And I'm quite confident in hoping or saying that it's going to be in plastic.
I think it is. It's going to be plastic.
The whole range is going to be in plastic, not resin, not metal. No, plastic.
Again, I think that goes back to how successful the ACW was. They tried it out. They thought whether it worked or not. And it was very successful, so they will go plastic.
This is the only thing that worries me. It's the only thing that worries me is this advert, So they'll be giving away something epic with their next War Games Illustrated, right? So last year they gave away 1 sprue, didn't they?
They did.
So what are they going to do this year? Because if there's 2, you were all right because you could paint them as Confederates or you could paint them as Union, couldn't you?
Yeah.
So
But if you remember, Ken, when the Windy Boat game came out, they gave away different sprues on different magazines. So on some sprues there was the frigates, and some sprues there was the brigs. And so people rushed around picking up all different ones to make sure. So they could do it again. So you could absolutely have a sprue of British, or you could have a sprue of French very easily. Now, whether they do a Prussian, I bet the Prussian will be second wave.
Yeah.
Because they came late in the battle anyway, so they could be the second wave. But, I think that's what they'll do. I would not be surprised if the magazine has different sprues for different armies.
Now, if that's the case, then it's a good job I subscribed. I actually subscribed to War Games Illustrated for this.
Especially for this, did you?
Just especially for this, because I want this. And yes, I'm going to go extremely heavy on this.
You're absolutely right. He did say it at the open day, and the guy we spoke to made it very clear there's an ECW coming as well at some point.
They might have mentioned medieval as well.
They did. Well, specifically 100 Years' War.
Yes, 100 Years' War. So, yes.
To be honest, I think from a painting perspective, I think Napoleonics will be more interesting than ACW.
Yes.
So that's plus. I mean, everyone knows I've always wanted a black powder army, regardless of scale. And for me, I think this would hit the sweet spot.
Well, yeah, you haven't got the details you have to worry about, Steve.
Exactly. Not 28, but not 6 mil or 10 mil. So I just think.
And the different colours, and your cavalry are green with and your great coats you can do in mixed colours if you want, or you can just do them in grey, or you got your British. I'm going to even paint a British army. Jesus Christ!
I honestly think
I would paint a British army. Definitely paint a British army.
If this is successful, which I'm sure it will be, given ACW was and given Waterloo is a very popular battle and Napoleonics is a very popular one, I wouldn't mind betting they go beyond these next 3 or 4 into all sorts of other battles. You could see,
Talavera.
Or Blenheim, or whatever. You could use, an epic Alamein, maybe. Those kind of things you could, because it is a distinct battle. You name any massive battle, they could quite easily.
Well, we were talking about it, weren't we? We were saying things like Troy and stuff like that for Ancients. I mean, I think Ancients is definitely made for this, isn't it? I mean, there's so many classic Romans.
Imagine Martin when they release Epic Towton.
Oh. he would. I think, to be fair, he'd probably be quite sore that it's not Wars of the Roses if they don't do Wars of the Roses. But that it'd make more sense to do Wars of the Roses. Then they've only got to do 1 sprue.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah, it's an easy one to do.
To be fair, though, their work with Wars of the Roses, except for some of the armor, would be a bit different. You just put different flags on, couldn't you?
Well, I'm not an expert on how they model these things, and but nowadays most of them, apart from our friends the Perrys, who do everything manually, with their dental tools and what have you. But I think most people now do them on the CAD system.
Yeah, it's most of it's CAD designed. Yeah.
So once you've designed it, it's very easy to scale it. So if you've got all the designs for SPQR, it's very easy for them to scale it down to an epic scale. You've already got the models. Same with any of their ranges they've got, which I never quite got the bit about, they don't want to, cannibalize their business. This is a different audience, especially if you're focused on a specific battle. What about a Rorke's Drift in Epic?
Yeah, that'd be
cool. Or Isn't a Wonder, or whatever it's called. That would be fantastic, wouldn't it?
I know I mentioned it before, but I said I always wanted a black powder army. Specifically, I mean, seeing that Napoleonic game at CrackCon, I just want something like that in any scale of just huge massed ranks of nice uniforms. I mean, to do it, and if they do it well, yeah, I'm like Ken. I could really see myself getting behind this in a big way. But we shall see.
The timing is what interests me. When is this going to happen? It's obviously imminent. If they're going to give away a sprue or two in the next Wargames Illustrated, which is December, which comes out the end of November, doesn't it? Or beginning of November?
Yeah.
At some point in November, that'll be out. There's Salute coming up. There's Warfare coming up. Would we see them for sale there, or will they do?
Or if they were for sale at Warfare, oh dear.
Or will they do a pre-order only thing? I mean, they seem very keen on their pre-orders at the moment. The Italians.
I've already said, and I'll state this here now. I will buy into everything that they do for this. 100%.
I'm with you, Simon. Epic.
Yeah, that would be
that would be something, wouldn't it?
That would be rather good.
That would be.
That would have my money. That's for sure. Jeez, that'd be fun. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, though. You start doing this, and you start thinking about all the classic battles there are in history that we all read about. I'm with I'm with Lee. Ipsus. I mean, or any of those Alexander battles would be phenomenal. So I do think there's going to be a lot of these things coming on. Well, clearly we know from what we know, Waterloo.
Yeah.
Agincourt.
Yeah. But we don't know the
Naseby, maybe.
Possibly.
Some kind of ECW game. And then, if it's successful, who knows what else they'll do. I think it's odds on there'll be loads of these coming out because it's a battle in a box, isn't it?
Yeah, yes, and do you know what? I think I would be tempted to just paint what's in the box and just leave it at that and say, I'll play Black Powder. Let's have a game of Waterloo, or let's have an imaginary sort of encounter. Yeah. But I think with the amount of stuff you get in, I mean, that ACW box, I mean, I hadn't seen until I saw it at CrackCon. I hadn't actually appreciated just how big that box was and how much stuff you actually got in it.
Lots of stuff in there.
And it's not even the fact that it's Napoleonics at that sort of scale. It's because it's all going to be in plastic. Mm-hmm. That's what I like. I like it that it's all going to be in plastic and it's going to be hopefully in strips and it's going to be, it's just going to be all in one box that I can just buy one time instead of having to browse websites for loads of different things. It's all there. That's why I'm up for it. It's not that I don't appreciate there's 15 mil and 10 mil out there and 6 mil already. I appreciate that.
It's the convenience of having everything
in a
box.
Yes,
I think that in a box
and in plastic.
I think that strikes a chord across so many gamers. It ticks a lot of boxes. Nobody wants to be sourcing bits and pieces from different websites, different manufacturers. So if you can just go,
because you could see that they could be doing, La Haye-Saint, Hougoumont, Plaquenot, all these sort of iconic buildings there.
If they're doing Sarissa. If they're doing it with Sarissa, it's brilliant. It's going to be great, isn't it?
I mean, I've got loads of 15 mil Napoleonics, but even I'm wobbling on this. I think, geez, that could be fun.
It's when that sprue. It's when that sprue comes out.
That's gonna be the sort of the litmus test. Let's have a look. Let's have a look what the initial ones look like. I'm pretty confident because I mean, as much as I will admit, I didn't enjoy painting the ACW. To look at, they were lovely sculpts, really crisp, really detailed. So if they take what they've learned from that experience, and now they're gonna, I mean, let's face it, they've got masses of experience in doing Napoleonic figures. I'm really, really hoping that this is going to be a bit of a zinger.
I think Jim will be very busy if it's get your orders ready with Jim.
They'll be like, "Oh, I just hope they got enough."
This is interesting. What Meza says about scale creep. Does anyone remember the conversation that me and Martin, not the other Martin, not Seven's son, the other Martin, that we had that conversation in the bar at the hotel about playing Firefight at 54 mil?
Yes.
Oh, I haven't forgot about that. That has definitely piqued my interest, and it's something that I'm definitely going to be looking at. Yeah, very, very interesting. The terrain might be a bit interesting, but it should
be a big table, wouldn't you?
You need a tennis table. Or what? I can imagine that 54 mil Stalingrad.
Yeah.
Street fighting. Oh, just.
But actually, somebody pointed out earlier, and I'm sorry it flicked through too quickly. Oh, we go. Shoko said, Victrix already do a 12 mil.
Yeah, they do
and actually, they look really good. And I fancy having you at the Operation O, whatever is it? O? I can't remember.
O Group.
O Group.
O Group, yeah, which look really good rules. So I probably will do that anyway. But yeah, I think there's definitely, it's definitely coming. It's only a matter of when. And I think it's going to get a lot of interest. It'll get a lot of people hot under the collar, but a lot of it will be.
Paul's saying it here. He's saying he hopes to get the uniform details a lot better. It's it's still hard at 12 mil though to get it perfect.
It is.
It's going to be compromises, right?
Yeah, you have to be compromises. There has to be compromises, and I would, as a gamer, I expect compromises at that scale. I expect it to be a bit more simplistic than you would a 28 mil figure because they've got to mass produce them, and you're not going to get the detail. Simple, isn't it? If they're shaped right and they look like they're French or they look like they're British, I'm happy.
Wowzers, that must have been some.
Jesus. 72-foot table with 54mm market gold.
That gives me chest pain. That gives me chest pains just reading that.
That sounds right up Leslie Street. That does.
Oh God, Leslie all over that. Can I just say as well that I think my painting productivity might take a dip around the middle of November.
Mm-hmm.
It's not war games related. Slight tangent. They're re-releasing the first 3 GTA games, sort of updated. So GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. Oh, like,
were they coming out on Steam?
Everything.
Oh, okay. They've done? Updated them HD wise, have they?
They've not remastered them. They've just brought them up to date. So I think it's going to be enhanced graphics and better controls and aiming. Yeah, because the aiming in the original 3 was a bit crap.
To be fair, Steve, I'll probably get on that because there were some classic games.
Just Grand Theft 3.
Yeah, they're coming out. When are they coming out? November.
Someone said November the 11th. So I'm gonna go mid-November, but I will be getting up super early to download that. So as soon as I finish work, I'm gonna play some Grand Theft Auto.
So you're gonna put aside your golf clubs and play that.
I've just
pick up the golf clubs in the gaming, aren't you?
You can. I've just won 4 golf tournaments in a row. I'll have you know.
I thought you were looking wealthy.
Yeah,
getting ready for the money to be able to spend on Epic.
Speaking of wealthy, I think it's time that we saved everyone a bit of money.
Yes.
With me getting the right one.
This is the individual one now, isn't it?
Is it this one here?
That's it.
There we go. So right there, you lucky people will see a code for Jim's shop at Reaper Games. That will get you 15% off what he currently has in stock. And given that he gives out really rather generous discounts on his store at the best of times, you get an absolute bargain there. Warlord Games, Mantic. He does Mantic, doesn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, Victrix, and our friends the Perrys. And the good thing about Jim as well is if you need anything, if you can't find it on his store, drop him a message, and he'll get it sorted. And he's got a really, really quick turnaround time, and he's just great customer service. So get in contact with Jim. And if you need individual sprues or individual bits and pieces, he can sort you out. He's like a kit basher's dream. He really is. Well, so just use that code.
He's at the minute, if you're interested, he's got Liberty or Death from Warlord Games, normally £224. He's got it for £145, plus you'll get the 15% off because he's got it in stock. So that's an extra 15% off there. So you get it for £120.
Yeah, some mad discounts going on at Reaper Games. So get yourself over there. Like I say, if you can't find it, just drop Jim a message. Not really, really quality bloke, Jim, and he will sort you out with whatever wares you require.
Fantastic.
Has he still got the Rorke's Drift box?
I can't see it. I think it's sold.
Shock horror! It's been sold.
Martin.
Oh, no, it's still there.
It's still there. Yeah.
It's going one day.
Right, I think it's time we looked at some of the absolute awesomeness that's been posted on the Facebook group. Again, apologies to everyone if I didn't get around to picking images. It was tough. We've had 2 weeks of stuff, and so I just grabbed what I could. But here we go. And these are going to all be in sort of name order because I'm just that way inclined. Good. Right, here we go. Who have we got first? So, this is Drew's competition entry from CrackCon.
Yeah, very nice. Look at that.
That is very, very
Drew
good.
Was second, wasn't he? Drew was second. I want to say Drew was second.
No, didn't Drew win?
Did he win?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did win.
Yeah,
he
Drew.
Did. Then it was Jim, wasn't it? Yeah,
Yes.
It was Jim.
Very
yeah,
nice mini.
Lovely
So,
painted miniatures.
Whose are they? Are they Warlord ones or what?
Yeah,
are
they're
they?
Warlord.
Yeah,
I assume they must be.
And they're German weapons.
Yeah. And a cracking use of cork on the base as well there, Drew.
Very good. Very
Top
good.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
These next from Joe. Oh. Look at those.
Yeah, look how well that red and green's come out.
That's so crisp.
You know, it reminds me of Christmas. Elves. It's a bit early. But happy Merry Christmas.
I love it.
Just how crisp are they?
That is seriously good.
Oh.
Do you know what? I'm always big into doing a bit. My figure's a bit dusty and dirty and what have you. But then I see somebody do that and I go, why am I doing it the way I do it? Because that is just so pretty.
Just so nice. Up next, I'm glad John posted these.
Lovely.
I think they were the first miniatures he's posted because the night of CrackCon over a beer we were discussing about people posting pictures of their miniatures. So I was really glad to see John posting these because they are fantastic. The greens on those are brilliant.
Russians, definitely. They are, and they are a swine to keep doing. I have to say, I'm working my way through about my 5th battalion of them, but that's really good.
I don't think I'd have got through even a third of those, John. Absolutely fantastic work
Very
there, buddy.
nice. Very nice.
Something a bit different that we don't often see on the group now. Bit of BattleTech.
Oh yeah.
Ah, yeah. Oh, nice, man.
Any of you guys played BattleTech?
I've not played it, but I've definitely seen it. It
Never
does
played
look
it.
rather cool. I like again. It's like is it 15 mil? Is it, Steve?
It's big robots, so I think they're bigger than 15 mil. You get all different sizes. Some are huge, some are really quite tiny. I played it in the mid 90s, and we had the big hex board, and you're shooting lasers and cannons, but you've got to stop your mech from overheating as well. Okay. So you have diagrams and you have heat sinks, and you can cool down by going standing in a lake. It's making quite a big comeback at the moment. It's BattleTech. Cool.
Is there a computer game like that?
There is, yeah. I think it's called Battle Mech. The latest one was Battle Mech Mercenaries. In fact, I saw it on the Microsoft Store the other day. Mm-hmm. I played it on the PC in about 2003, and it brought back some good memories.
Mm-hmm. They used them for Horizon Wars. Never heard of that one.
No, never heard of it. I think some more naps here. These are fantastic. Look at those.
Definitely.
Fantastic. They're Martins. They're other Martin. Just look at those. They are just
nice horses. Very nice.
Yeah.
Horses.
They're. I wish I could paint Napoleonics. I really do. They're stunning. They really, really are stunning, mate. Absolutely. I know he posted a lot of photographs from his very first game at the weekend, and that just looks so good. He's painted I think it's the Waterloo starter box, but he's made an absolutely fantastic job of it. He really has. Oh, nice. What else we got? More Napoleonics. These are from Nathan. They're Italians, aren't they?
Yes,
they are. Yeah.
Nice
trousers.
Nice stripy trousers there.
Yeah, the stripes made me think Naples for a second, but no, they are striped. They are Italian.
No, they're Italian. Yeah. No, they're good. Really good.
They're very, very good.
I like the numbers on the shaker.
See, when I look at that, it's like we were talking earlier about how hard or not it is to do Napoleonics, but you just have to break that down into different elements. He's obviously got the black line in there, so he's obviously done some sort of black undercoat or something under there. Then he's picked out the different white elements. They've got different coloured trousers, which means you haven't done too much white.
Yeah.
The different shakers in different colours, so he didn't have to do them all
well,
black. They look like they contrast, don't they? So, that skeleton bone or something, those trousers.
And Gorgon fur, maybe.
Are they Perry?
Yes.
They look like the Perrys, yeah. I mean, they're really
Perry
well
fur.
done.
Oh, fantastic work.
Well done.
Up next, slightly bigger scale with the next one. This is from Nick. This is a Falshood Jaeger bust. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Blimey.
That's nice, dude.
That splinter camo is just
camo is good.
Just the dog softies. It really is.
Mm-hmm. Dingo's kidneys.
I could look at that. I mean, just everything about that is awesome. There's just nothing.
The
so much detail
on that material is like it's real material, isn't it? Very good.
Yeah.
Very clever.
There's real character in that face as well. It's just fantastic work there.
Mm-hmm.
More naps now. This is it General Michel? Just before he carked it at Waterloo. This is from Paul. They look at the blues on them.
I love that blue. It's a real royal blue, isn't it? It's beautiful. Lovely.
Very nice blue.
Look, he's even done a drummer.
I can't work out whose minis they are.
I think did he say they're a mix? I think they might be a mix.
Can't remember. They are superb. Really nice.
Really, really lovely.
They are very nice.
Fast forward now to World War II with Phil, and we've got this US half track.
Oh, nice, man.
That's a good job, isn't it? I like that.
That's literally one of my favourite kits to build for bolt action.
I swear that. Who did I give that half track to? Was that you, Steve? Did you get that half track?
No, I didn't get it.
Well, it must have gone in one of the bags. It must have gone in a bag. I swear, I chucked a half track in a bag. I swear I did. So,
someone did well then.
Someone did well.
Someone got a half track.
I mean, what I love about that is the green and the weathering on there as well. Just a really, really, really great vehicle. And it's a transport, and people don't often tend to. I mean, I don't really spend a lot of time, apart from those universal carriers. Don't really spend a lot of time on transports, but Phil has really gone
about transports, especially Italian transports.
Now, up next.
Hang on. I'll go on then.
Up next.
Say that again. He's not playing bolt action again.
Command all the way.
So
your fault, Dom.
When Sean told me what he was doing at CrackCon, he was telling me what he was doing, and I was like, Sean, I'm very, very intrigued as to what you're doing, and it's that
he's a complete madman.
Roman bears.
Oh, he's actually doing as a legit force.
He is. He's doing an infamy army because he's got the Celts as well to go with it. There's a Celt bear as well.
I just when he told me, I was like, Sean,
look at those shields.
I think you finally hit that project that's just going to be completely out there, but that actually works so well.
Could you imagine Turnip in those? Turnip teddy bears.
Turnip teddy bears.
You cannot touch the teddy bear. No, step away.
That you've actually got a teddy bear, haven't you?
I've got two Napoleonic ones, and you gave me one of those and one of the Celt ones as well.
Mine live on my desk lamp, and they're staying there. I'm not going to butcher them. I couldn't do that.
No.
But they I'm looking forward to whatever he does next with these.
Fantastic.
Bit more World War II now. These. Just look at those.
Very good.
Nice.
They're from Steve. Just that green. Oh my word.
Very nice, Phil Gray. Do you know what's crazy though, Steve? The more and more I think about it, and I'll tell you what, painting Napoleonics and things, they get coming from like World War II stuff. It gives you confidence to go back and do World War II stuff a lot better because you realise actually painting World War II stuff.
It's not difficult,
compared to like all the different colours when it comes to Napoleonics, and it's just so much.
True. Yeah,
and it does. It gives you so much more confidence for it.
Yeah, definitely does.
They're nice. What I like about them is the crispness.
Well, look at the rifle. Look at the K98 on the left-hand side. The guy that's second in from the left. Yeah.
Yeah.
So look at the rifle. Look at the colour on it. And then look at the color on the STG 44 next to it. It's different brown stock, and he's not gone with the same color throughout. He's mixed it just to give it individuality, and I love it. I think that's absolutely amazing. And if he wants to do a commission, by all means, get in contact.
I thought you were going to say if he wants to have an American paratrooper army to go up against.
So a bit of sci-fi now with Stephen and his Cawdor from Necromunda.
Oh,
look at
nice,
those!
Man.
Look at them.
You know what, Steve? I'm gonna have to do some Necromunda at some point. I'm getting an itch for it. I am getting. And do you know what? I'm getting an itch for Space Marines as well, which is really bad.
Bloody hell!
It's okay, Ken. You can get a cream.
I just like them because that yellow. You don't often see Cawdor traditionally red and blue, aren't they? So I love that sort of
different
red and red and yellow he's gone for. Look at the
checker on his arm. That's good.
Yeah. Oh. Always look at Steve's stuff is always his 40k stuff is always fantastic. Always love seeing it. The next one is we've inspired Tim. He's got his painting mojo back after CrackCon, and he's been painting some AWI.
Oh, nice, Tim.
Really good job.
Yeah, because he's done very well, isn't he, after CrackCon?
He did very well at CrackCon.
It cost him a fortune, CrackCon, but he enjoyed it.
But no, they are. Again, I've got those miniatures. I bought them for reasons I've long forgotten, but they're currently being cannibalized for Turnip 28.
Who won the ACW? Is Chris?
Chris,
it was Chris. Yeah, Chris. Yeah, just thinking about it now because we have to highlight this quickly because we haven't mentioned it. So when we did the raffle, Boards and Swords give away that epic ACW set, didn't they? Plus an extra 2 more. Like infantry units and a cavalry unit, plus all the paints you need. It's like 200, 150 quid, 200 quid worth of models, and Chris won it. But Chris, put it in perspective, has not played a war game for years, has he? He just literally watches, and he came to CrackCon just to watch us, and he got involved with a big game. It was really nice that he won that. Out of everybody there, I was really glad that he actually won. Now he's trying to find research to paint it all, isn't he?
Chris, mate, you've got a brand new hobby. Enjoy. We've got more stuff from Warren.
Oh, that's really nice sword. Look at that.
This nasty barbarian looking chap with a massive sword. I think that's
barbarian.
That's 3D printed.
Is it really?
That's 3D printed.
Nice. Look at the muscularity. If people don't know what that is, then my God, where have you been? You've never watched Hero Quest, guy. The bard.
But no, they are for a 3D printed figure. That is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it's very nice.
That is really nice, man.
And last up, we had a debut on the Facebook group this week. Someone painted their first ever miniature.
Well, that is. Oh yes, we did.
And it was the master of organization, Haley. She painted that.
I can't believe it. That's their first figure.
For a first figure. Oh, yes.
Very good.
That's very good.
Might as well put down your paintbrushes, fellas.
That is. I think everyone was rightly pretty bloody chuffed with that effort, but that is fantastic.
Apart from Martin, who was a bit fed up with all his tufts being nicked.
Yeah, he's like, look, my tufts being pillaged.
And he had half of his painting area annexed by Haley as well. So.
I know. He's made a mistake, hasn't he? Even he said.
Now, up next, there is a picture. It's not a painted miniature. It's just I'm not sure I should even show it. To be fair.
Oh Christ.
It is a painted miniature. That is a painted miniature. That's a painted maximum. That's
me at CrackCon drinking Prosecco.
You do look very emotional at that point, Steve.
Emotional?
No, this is the point where I've said he's not even drunk. You look at
his eyes.
Maybe I was a bit pissed.
I'm not. I didn't get slightly squiffy until someone started ladling tequila at me. After then, it all went a bit downhill. But big thanks again to everyone that posted stuff in the Facebook group. I say
we love seeing it.
I say every week it's one of my
things, isn't it?
Favorite things. I finish work and I jump on Facebook and I look what people have posted, and it never it never ceases to amaze me the quality of stuff and the diversity of things that we're doing. It's not just naps, it's sci-fi, it's just so much good stuff on there. So please keep it. I've just seen Joe's comment there, and in other photos you look very long.
He is very long.
I am very long.
He's extremely long.
Like I said, I'm just used to it. I think I'm like this svelte 5'8" dude, but I'm not. So
No.
Just discount me drinking prosecco. That was a mistake. That mistakes were made.
I've
Mistakes were
seen
definitely
Steve's
made.
foot, and he is rather large.
My foot. I've got size 12 feet.
Oh God, here we go, kid.
Is that when I was rudely awoken at 9:45 on a Sunday morning with lies?
Steve,
Anyway,
you got to be up. You got to be up, mate. We'll check it out.
So yeah, keep the Facebook group photographs coming. Massive part of what we do. And the group wouldn't be the same without it. It'd just be so dead. But I think it's just, and the feedback that everyone gives, it's always really positive. So yeah, cheers guys. Really keep that coming. And it's 10 o'clock.
Bloody hell, already.
We're at the end of the show. Massive thank you to everyone that showed up and participated with their comments and advice about painting. I think everyone found that really, really helpful. Again, another big thank you to everyone that's watching this on the catch-up. We do appreciate that. Don't forget, code below to get you some awesome discounts at Reaper Games for all your plastic needs, because I think we all have plastic needs. I have a plastic dependency.
I'm literally drooling, waiting for those epic Napoleonics.
Oh,
I know. I can actually see the drool dribbling down the screen now as we talked about.
It's very unpleasant, isn't it? Very unpleasant.
Yes.
So next week we've got Mel, the terrain tutor.
Oh yes, that's next week, isn't it?
Next week he's coming on. So save up your questions for him about how to do your training projects and what have you. So I'm looking forward to having him on board. It should be interesting to hear. I've watched his stuff for a long time.
Oh God, yeah.
It'd be very, very good to see what he has to say. So that'll be on my channel.
Yep.
Next week.
So next week, 1st November, over on Dom's channel. We're gonna have some awesome. It's been a while since we had any terrain chat on the channel.
It is.
So, yeah,
that's what I thought. It would be nice to get somebody who knows what they're talking about. For
exactly.
Oh yeah. As well.
And when we talk about wargaming royalty, I mean, he's wargaming royalty, isn't he? I mean, he's literally.
Well, he's definitely YouTube royalty, I think, isn't he?
Absolutely.
How many subscribers has he got? A lot. But,
a lot.
So,
and he's a published author.
And he's a jolly nice chap.
And he's a thoroughly nice bloke.
Yeah.
So rock up next week, 8 o'clock, for a bit of chat with Mel. Again, big thanks to everyone that showed up tonight. Really enjoyed your company on this Monday night. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you all next week. See you now.
Toodle pip.